Five.
What's up? Compulove here, Kyle from Compulove. And if you want to check out this beast of a system, interesting system that was going to be thrown out in the dump. And I'm here reviving it. So, it has two power supplies, which is quite interesting. And as you can see on first glance, it's quite messy. It is a custom water-cooled loop with a GTX 580. And if any of you old dogs remember a GTX 580, and I'm just installing Windows on this thing. But it seems to be kind of working, although I think the water isn't flowing through it, so I think the pump is kind of screwed up, which would mean obviously that it might, if you do any heavy stuff with it, like gaming or something, it might overheat. So that's something that I might be able to figure out, but I'm not 100%. Like, it does sound like if you just like come closer, if you can hear it, it does sound like something's wishy-washy in there. You guys hear that? It sounds like some like water is moving, but I'm not exactly sure. It's saying at the front here, the front thing says there's like zero flow. It actually tells you the temps and stuff, which is actually not too bad. But it does say flow 0 LPM, which I guess means like something per minute. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. But you can actually change, like, you should be able to change the fan speed with this. Oh yeah, that's cool. But yeah, this is a beast system, to be honest. Like, whoever built this back in the day was probably like nerdgasming over that. It's a pretty insane system, to be honest. But I think we can get it working, but maybe not, like, I wouldn't say like, you might be able to do heavy gaming with it, but if you're using SOI, which means you use two graphics cards at the same time. And I think the CPU was like a 4th gen Intel i7, a 4th gen, which is from like 2012 or something. Pretty old. But let's just see if we can get Windows working on this thing. This is a weird thing to use. Okay, so we got a hard drive in it. We're installing Windows 10. And yes, I know Windows 10 is about to end support in October. October is when they're officially going to stop supporting, like Microsoft's going to stop supporting Windows 10, but it doesn't mean you can't use it. You can still use it. It just won't get security updates. And the thing about Windows 11, considering this is such an old system, I know there's a way to bypass certain things where you can get Windows 11 on it technically, but I just feel like it wouldn't be the best experience having Windows 11 on such an old system. But it could work. Because I know Windows 11 has a problem with TPM chips, and if you guys don't know what TPM chips are, it's sort of like a security thing, which is like a physical chip on a motherboard, where I think it stands for like Trusted Platform Module, and it basically makes it so, I think it's some security thing, where it's like someone puts in some new hardware, then it's a security thing. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest, but I just know that Windows 11 doesn't like it when you don't have a TPM 2.0 chip, which I doubt this has, because it's pretty old. But yeah, it is making kind of weird noises, but yeah, it's just, I'm seeing a few LEDs here, but it looks like it's working so far, so we're just gonna wait and see how this turns out. But it is a pretty messy system, and it is pretty old. It has like what they call the mustard and ketchup cables, because they're like yellow and red. I don't you gotta love the yellow and red look that like every thing has. And there's a few cables that are just dangling around, which I think this would plug into the motherboard somewhere. If there is a spot, I would plug it in. Anything that's just dangling around, like, I just came here and observed it like this. So it's like, when you were working on something, you're starting from the middle. It's hard because you hadn't built it from scratch. But even if I did build this, I would probably do a better job like making it cleaner, because this is definitely like really messy. Like, he used soft tubing. Whoever made this, he was using soft tubing, which means that you can just bend it and stuff. Unless you want to be really clean and really aesthetic, you can use hard tubing, which is basically just like, it's all straight all the time, but you can use like a heat gun to like bend it and melt the thing of it, so you can like bend it. It's kind of weird. But yeah, let's see if we can get this thing up and running. I guess to be continued.